Spurgeon here with RevZilla, and today we are going to take a look at the Bullet SR6 Flex women's riding jeans available at RevZilla.com. So if you're not familiar with Bullet, Bullet is a brand that we saw incorporated into the RevZilla family earlier this year with men's riding jeans, and now they're bringing that same technology to women's riding jeans. So Helen on my left-hand side is wearing the SR6 Flex jeans. What you're getting with this is a jean that's going to have a mid-height rise. It is going to be a flex jean, which means there's elastic in here. It's a stretch style jean, and it's going to give you a slightly boot cut, but very slim in cut with a slight boot flare at the bottom to fit over your riding boots. Now from a sizing standpoint, Helen on my left-hand side stands at 5'6", weighs 135 pounds, measures her belly button measurement at 31 inches, and her hips measure at 37.5. According to her measurements, Helen should be in a size 10 European on Bullet's size chart. We have sized her down to a size 8, so keep that in mind. You're going to want to use Bullet's size chart because these aren't US sizes, they're European sizes, and you want to size down one full size from what the size chart is recommending for you, and you should end up with a spot on fit. So there are two different colors available. Helen is going to be wearing the vintage blue, and there's also a Bondi blue, and then there's three different lengths that you can choose from. There's a short, a regular, and a long. Short is going to measure with a 31-inch inseam, regular is a 33-inch inseam, and then long is going to come in with a 35-inch inseam. What Helen is wearing is the SR6 Flex jeans. SR6 jeans are going to come in around the $180 price point, and this is a premium over the SR4s. So the main components that you're seeing change when you bump up into the SR6s. Increased abrasion resistance time. The SR4s measure about 5.2 seconds for abrasion resistance. SR6s give you 6.2 seconds. You're also going to notice a few other things here. If you watch the other videos in the SR4s, you'll notice that there were seams where you could see the Covec material sewn into the denim. Those are gone. So the SR4s actually have an inner, or the SR6s rather, have an inner slip liner, and that Covec material is going to be much better incorporated into these jeans. You're also going to get more coverage, and the overall look is just going to be cleaned up a little bit because you're not going to have those seams running through. So when we're talking about Covec as a material, the big story here is how it compares to the other materials out there that are being used in riding jeans. So the real story with Covec is that it's got a slightly lower melting point than Kevlar. However, Kevlar has a tendency to fatigue over time, so after 2 or 3 years, you're walking around, you're using your jeans, Kevlar can eventually wear out. And also, the fact that Kevlar can keep you protected from a speeding bullet in a bulletproof vest doesn't mean it can keep you safe from simple laundry detergents. So if you were to throw the Kevlar jeans into the wash and wash them regularly, Tide, all of your regular little snuggle guy with the bear on him, he can actually break down Kevlar where Covec isn't going to be susceptible to the same detergents that you'd have with a Kevlar setup. So breaking down the jean itself, like we said earlier, this is going to be a mid-height rise. You have a 5-pocket design. You are going to have some embossed rivets on the pockets. And as you work your way down throughout the thigh, it will work to a very nice slim fit, but you're not going to have any of the seams that we saw when we were looking at the previous SR4s. They're all going to be hidden now. You're still going to have that Covec material work its way around the thigh. Additional coverage is going to work to the inside of the thigh now, about 10% more coverage than what we're seeing with the SR4s. Now there are going to be pockets for knee armor here. No knee armor is included. However, Bullet will have an armor pack, so if you want to add knee armor, you can do that, and you can also add hip armor as well. So with that being said, Helen, I'm going to have you go ahead and face sideways for me. So starting with the top, if you do want to add that hip armor pack, you do have that available for you. And you'll also notice working down the side, there's going to be triple safety stitch seams on this. So your main fail point on your jeans is where the seams rip. So what Bullet has done is they've increased the stitching on the side, so you have triple safety stitching working its way all the way down, really nice slim cut, and you can see there's none of those extra seams as it works its way down to the bottom on this. Helen, I'm going to have you go ahead and face backwards. Starting at the top, 3 belt buckles across the top. If you've watched any of their Bullet videos, I give them a big thumbs up for this. If you're ever in that full tuck riding position and you only have 1 belt loop on the back, you tend to have the belt almost pull up along the sides of that loop. This just helps to disperse that force and give you a more even pull on the belt. And as we work our way down to the seat, you'll notice that you do have increased coverage, so that Covec material works its way down the entire seat and on the inner thigh. that's where you're getting that extra 10% of coverage. And keep in mind, the other thing you're getting with the SR6 is a full slip liner for additional comfort. Now, the one thing that changes depending on which color you're going with is going to be the pattern that you see across the pockets on the back. So Helen right now is wearing the vintage blue, and you can see you have almost like a scroll work pattern on the back of the seat. If you were to go with the Bondi blue has almost what looks to be like an imitation Levi's diamond stitch, where it kind of goes down and gives you that little like V pattern, if you will. So depending on which color you go with, you get a different pattern on the back of the seat pockets. Helen, you may face forward for me. So for you lady riders out there that are looking for a riding jean that's going to be a mid-height rise, it's going to be a stretch material, flexible, comfortable, and it's still going to have a slim cut to it, the SR6 Flex jeans are one to consider. There's also going to be an SR4 jean and an SR4 Flex from Bullet for you to take a look at as well. Now, there's a lot of women riders out there that are already utilizing Bullet on their rides, and if you want to hear more about what they have to say, click the info button on your desktop or mobile device, which will allow you to read reviews from other females out there that are already using riding jeans on their motorcycles. If you have more questions for one of our women gear geeks, give them a shout at 877-792-9455 or simply type us out an email, cs@RevZilla.com. Thank you for joining us for this look at the Bullet SR6 Flex women's riding jeans. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.